Hello and welcome. If you can see me and hear me, please drop me a 777 in the chat box and I shall make a start. And also please let me know where you are from. If you are already a member of our mentorship program, our academy, please reach out to everyone else in your groups and let's get as many people as possible on this call. We also have guests on the presentation who are not currently members of our mentorship program. So welcome, welcome, welcome if you are a guest. Welcome Quanisha from Columbus, Ohio in the USA. Welcome to the call. We also have people here from London. Wow, welcome from London. London is in the house. Birmingham, UK is in the house. Welcome Rashan from, I keep forgetting, Balham. Welcome Balham, London is in the house as well. So my name is Dr. Jav. Welcome everyone to the call. And just to make it clear, we are also live on YouTube. We are currently live on YouTube too. I'm just going to put the link in the chat group. Please, can you share this link with everybody that you know, certainly with those people that were unable to access Zoom. So again, welcome to the call. My name is Dr. Jav. Now, we're going to cover some principles of cryptocurrency today on the call. And also I'm going to do some technicals on what's been happening in the market for the last few days. Now, the last few days have been extremely interesting, certainly when it comes to cryptocurrencies and also Bitcoin as well, the largest cryptocurrency in the market. If you can see my screen, please drop me a 111 in the chat box. If you can see my shared screen, let me know via the chat box. And we will then continue. Thank you, Rashan. Thank you, Olha. Welcome, Olha from Italy. Welcome from Italy. Italy is in the house. We have Canada in the house as well. So amazing. We have a global audience today. Welcome everyone to this call. Now, if you've been watching the market over the past few days, you'll know that a lot of interesting things are happening. Now, if you attended my webinar from just a few days ago, and on that webinar, in fact, I think I may have recorded it as well. I talked about the fact that Bitcoin and basically the whole cryptocurrency market was moving towards a bull run. And I think I mentioned it just many times in the past week. I'm just going to open up my YouTube so you can see what I'm talking about. So just bear with me for a few seconds. But basically, just a few days ago, the price of Bitcoin was hovering just above $30,000. So the price of Bitcoin was just hovering around $30,000. Now, briefly, that was when I said to you, if you're not currently trading, if you're not currently invested in Bitcoin, you need to definitely look at Bitcoin before it shoots through the roof. Now, Bitcoin, we'll cover the price at the moment, where it is at the moment, but Bitcoin, just a few days ago, was just over $30,000. Just over $30,000 just a few days ago. And basically today, I will cover Bitcoin in a little more detail, but basically what's been happening with Bitcoin recently is that I've talked about this many times, the fact that soon countries will adopt Bitcoin as legal tender. And just a few days ago, the news came out that El Salvador became the first country to adopt Bitcoin. So El Salvador is the first country to adopt Bitcoin. Now, obviously it's in South America, and what's going to happen now is that other countries are going to follow what El Salvador has done. So we have Argentina, we have Guatemala, we have Paraguay. There's a lot of other countries there in South America. There's Europe as well, and the USA, and all these countries will eventually look at adopting Bitcoin, and certainly they will be looking at bringing their own cryptocurrency to the market as well. Now, the fact that El Salvador has adopted cryptocurrency is very interesting, because it's an indication that the price will start going up now. So again, a few days ago, I did the webinar where, if you go to YouTube, it's called Bitcoin is Too Expensive. And I recommended that if you haven't currently looked at Bitcoin, you should definitely do your research and consider getting yourself some Bitcoin, because the price at the moment is very low. And the fact that countries are now looking at Bitcoin, or to adopt Bitcoin as legal tender, is really exciting. And interestingly, El Salvador is saying that they will actually mine Bitcoin by using the energy produced from volcanoes. So obviously El Salvador has a lot of volcanoes, and what they want to do is they want to use those volcanoes to build geothermal Bitcoin mining stations. Now, I myself have been to many, many mining stations around the world. I've been invested in cryptocurrency now for well over, I think, 5+ years. I've been trading prior to that as well. So I know quite a little bit about cryptocurrency and the markets. I've been to many mining farms. And if you know anything about mining, certainly when it comes to Bitcoin, you'll know that it does use a lot of energy and it's very noisy as well. But the fact that El Salvador is saying that they are going to build Bitcoin mining stations using energy from volcanoes is very, very interesting. And again, it's an example that they are setting to the rest of the world. And I think I read somewhere that many people in El Salvador don't actually have bank accounts, and cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin will enable them to be able to transact. And that is an amazing story. Now, also, I've been talking about this many times, that there's a lot of FUD in the market. FUD stands for fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And there's a lot of market manipulation going on, and you have to be careful when you're buying and selling cryptocurrencies. Now, Bitcoin is just one of many, many cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin is one of, I'd say, in the region of 10,000 plus cryptocurrencies in the market. And if you've followed me for the last few months, you would have known that people like Elon Musk, who has, I think, 55 million followers on Twitter, these guys, these billionaires, have been manipulating the market for their own gains. So just a few weeks ago, Elon Musk said that, they were going to start using Bitcoin for people to purchase Teslas with. And then after that, they decided that Bitcoin was not good for them because it wasn't energy efficient. And then they just decided Dogecoin was a good coin. And the reason they're doing this is because when the price of cryptocurrencies comes down, they buy into that market. So when that information came out just a few weeks ago, that Elon Musk was no longer interested in Bitcoin as a form of, currency that you can use to purchase Tesla. As a result of that, the market did dip. And then at the same time, India came up with the news that they were banning cryptocurrencies. Russia's been doing this over and over again, every bull run. And as a result of that, the price of Bitcoin, which was at that point in the region of, let me just go to the Bitcoin chart, in the region of 65,000, the price of Bitcoin came down from the peak of $65,000 all the way down to, at one point, just under $30,000. And that was a drop of 53%. So 54%, a huge drop in the price of Bitcoin that occurred. Now, interestingly, and again, I've said this many, many times, that the fact that market manipulation is going on. Now, Elon Musk is saying that he will accept Bitcoin. So what do you think these billionaires and these Fortune 500 companies, these central banks around the world and institutes and governments have been doing when the market dropped? When the market dropped all the way down to $30,000, they started buying Bitcoin. They started investing heavily into cryptocurrencies, because what's happened here, where you see the red candles, what's happened is that the retail traders have jumped out of the market. So you average Joe Blogs living, in suburbia or wherever he is, that they may have bought into the market when the price was going up, but when they saw that the price came down by 52 or so percent, they decided, which was expected, that Bitcoin was a scam, a pyramid scheme, and maybe it wasn't something good to invest in. Now, Bitcoin has been the highest performing asset for the last 9 or 10 years, compared to anything, compared to real estate, compared to the stock market, compared to anything, bonds, indices, whatever you can think of. Bitcoin has been one of the highest performing assets in the last 9 or 10 years. And the fact that the price has come down by 52, 53% is irrelevant, because for traders that are making money at this stage, this is very, very good, because at the moment we are in accumulation phase. So last week when I came on the call, what date is it? It's the 14th of June today. So on the 7th of June, if you remember, when I came onto this call, I said you need to start buying Bitcoin because the price is going to start going up. Does anyone remember me saying that? I said the price is currently very, very low. It may dip further down to 30,000 or so, but very, very soon, the price of Bitcoin is going to start going back up again. And at that stage, the price of Bitcoin, or one Bitcoin, was actually, looking at this chart, the price of one Bitcoin was around $31,000 or so. Look at what has happened since then. Now, on the 9th of June, just a few days later, on the 9th of June, the difference in price from the low point to the high point of Bitcoin was 15%. That's almost $5,000. From $32,000 to its peak on that day, the price moved up to $37,000 or so. That's 5,000 pips, $5,000 is what Bitcoin moved by on the 9th of June. More recently, since the 13th of June, we've seen a difference in price of Bitcoin of 18%. That is $6,000. That is huge. Since I last spoke to you on this call, obviously I've had other calls as well that I've done with my private teams, but since then, the price of Bitcoin in the last 2 days has moved by 18%, $6,000. And I said to you on that call that the $40,000 price of Bitcoin is going to occur very, very, very soon. And $40,000 is a psychological barrier. Once it hits $40,000, Bitcoin is looking very, very likely will surpass the $65,000 here. Bitcoin is now looking likely to surpass the $65,000 again. It may get back down again. It may go back down again. There is still a chance that Bitcoin could come down to $30,000. But if it doesn't, the bull run has now effectively started. And as you can see, even Jack Dorsey, the CEO of Twitter, he's very, very pro Bitcoin. Even he is talking about cryptocurrencies at the moment as we stand. So it's not just Elon Musk who's gone 360 degrees. It's also Jack Dorsey, who's the CEO of Twitter, and also just on the 12th of June, the news came out that Bitcoin just got its first makeover in 4 years. Now, this won't actually occur until I think November or thereabouts. But the fact that Bitcoin is going to become smarter and potentially more secure, and there'll be additional privacy detail put in there around November, the fact that all of this information is coming out is again another reason why the price of Bitcoin has gone shot up. Now, when it comes to cryptocurrency, a lot of it, you do need to look at fundamentals. So what I'm doing now is that I'm looking at fundamentals. I'm just showing you what has happened outside and why it's important for you to monitor what has happened outside and the impact of these things on cryptocurrency, and the fact that some of these things can be huge is something for you to look at, because these things do affect the market price. And if you are trading cryptocurrencies, certainly Bitcoin is the example I'm giving you now. If you're trading cryptocurrencies, you need to be looking at these things, because this is how you make money in cryptocurrency. Long-term, Bitcoin will hit 6 figures. It looks like it will most likely do it this year. When I say 6 figures, I'm talking about at least $100,000, at least $100,000. Now, if you go to CoinMarketCap or even CoinGecko, let's just go to CoinGecko, but briefly on CoinMarketCap, you can see that currently there are in the region of 10,500 almost cryptocurrencies in the marketplace. 10,400 cryptocurrencies currently in the marketplace. And the good news is that you don't need to learn how to use all those cryptocurrencies. in my particular case, and certainly in the students that we mentor, I think the students that we mentor, people that I work with on a daily basis, have in the region of maybe 20 or 30 or so altcoins, and obviously Bitcoin as well. So you don't need to trade all 10,000 plus cryptocurrencies. 20 plus or thereabouts is probably a good number when it comes to trading crypto. Later during this presentation, I will cover some altcoins as well. But briefly, if you look at this on the screen, look at what Bitcoin has done. Bitcoin has gone beyond the $40,000 that I talked about last week. It's now surpassed the psychological barrier. So it's likely that the price of Bitcoin will continue to go up. It may come back down to $30,000, but don't take my word for it that it will. Again, I'll say it before, if you are not currently invested in, you should definitely start looking at it. I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, but as a basic, cryptocurrency is the future of money. If I'm telling you that cryptocurrency is the future of money, in the future there'll be no dollars that you can hold in your hand or pounds that you can hold in your hand. It's going to all be online. You'll be able to transact on your phone or a smart chip in your arm or your wrist or whatever. There will no longer be paper money. Digital currency is the future of money. Knowing what you know there, if you haven't currently traded or invested in cryptocurrencies, you should definitely start looking at it. The current price of Bitcoin is now beyond $40,000. That is big. That is very, very big news. Now, does anybody know what the most expensive stock is in the world? The most expensive stock in the world is actually the stock of Berkshire Hathaway. And the price of Berkshire Hathaway stock at the moment, I don't know if anybody knows this, is $424,000. The price of Berkshire Hathaway, if you don't know who Berkshire Hathaway is owned by Warren Buffett. It's an investment organization, and currently the price of one stock at Berkshire Hathaway is worth almost $500,000. Almost $500,000. So my question to you, every single person on this call, is Bitcoin more valuable than one stock? Is the future of money more valuable than one stock on the stock market? And the answer is obviously yes, it is. So the fact that Berkshire Hathaway is almost $500,000, just knowing that information is good enough for it to be an indication that the price of Bitcoin is still very, very low. $40,000 is still a very low price of Bitcoin. This could potentially be the next bull run that I've been talking about for a very, very long time. There may be further consolidation for the next few days, but it looks like July and August are going to be massive for Bitcoin, which is the largest cryptocurrency in the market. So Bitcoin is still the largest cryptocurrency in the market. Just bear with me a second. And it looks like the price of Bitcoin is yet going to shoot up very soon. I'm just arranging my menu here. Okay. If you look at this chart here, I've talked about this on previous charts as well, previous webinars, sorry. Are we in a bear trap, or are we in a bull trap? Are we in a bear trap, or are we in a bull trap? We could be either in a bear trap or a bull trap, because obviously in the last few days, the price of crypto has come down. It's come down from its peak of $65,000. And it looks like, looking at this chart here, it looks like potentially we could be in a bear trap or we could be in a bull trap. Now, going back to the chart again, the fact that we hit consolidation after $30,000, the price of Bitcoin hit consolidation, and it's been doing that for a fair few days now. Obviously, you've got the ebbs and flows of the natural market, and it's still consolidating. Even today, at just beyond $40,000, we can quite clearly see that Bitcoin is still consolidating. If we were in a bull trap, Bitcoin would not be consolidating. Bitcoin would come down to its level and shoot up. Yeah, you can see it here. Bitcoin would not be consolidating. Bitcoin would come to its level here. If we were in a, back to that chart again, sorry, if we were in a bull trap, we would expect something like this. But that is not what we are seeing. We are not seeing that here. We are not seeing this meteoric rise in price of Bitcoin. What we are seeing is a gradual increase potentially in price here. And again, the fact that Bitcoin hit a low of $30,000 just a few days ago and is now beyond $40,000 indicates to me that we are potentially coming out of the bear trap. So we are potentially coming out of the bear trap. I've talked about the fundamentals earlier here. That was the media attention we talked about before. That was the media attention. So we could well be around here somewhere. We could well be around here somewhere in the valuation of Bitcoin. After media attention, we'll move to enthusiasm, greed, delusion, and a new paradigm. So we are more likely to be in a bear trap than a bull trap. At the new paradigm, we are expecting the price of Bitcoin, you can write this down, to hit six figures. It could hit $200,000 in the next few days. Bitcoin could hit $200,000 in the next few days. It's $40,000 at the moment. It could go up by a factor of 5, and there's every indication in the market that it will do that. If I just pan back to 2017, we had something very, very similar then. You can see it here. If you just look at this, you can see how the price of Bitcoin went up and went up to $20,000 from just in July 2017 of just under $2,000. It went from $2,000 to $20,000 in the space of 6 months. From July till the end of December, around 6 months, it went up by a factor of, what was it, $2,000? A factor of 10 approximately. So again, going back today and knowing what we saw in 2017, we can see that we are potentially entering into another bull run. This peak here that we've seen could just be another small peak similar to what we saw in 2017. We saw this just before the peak in December 2017. The price of Bitcoin hit an all-time high in November of $8,000, and you can see it here. After hitting that high of around almost $8,000, the price came down by 30 or so percent. So even after hitting that high, the price came down by 30 or so percent. Today, as I showed you earlier, the price of Bitcoin has come down by, was it 52%? So we're following a similar pattern to the pattern that we saw in 2017. So based on that information, knowing what you know now, it's a good, fair indication that we are just about potentially coming out of a bear trap. And now what we are going to see is a gradual increase in the price of Bitcoin. Once Bitcoin starts moving up, trust me, this $65,000 that we saw just a few days ago, you will think that that was a low point in Bitcoin. Once Bitcoin starts moving up, and it's going to start moving up gradually, and then momentum, and then parabolically, the momentum will set in and the price will hit a new all-time high. And it could just be a few days away, just a few days away. We're currently, is it the 14th of June today? By the end of this month, Bitcoin could potentially hit the same price it was on the 16th of April. And then July and August are going to be the months of momentum as it looks from the chart as it stands, and the price of Bitcoin will surpass $65,000 and hit the $100,000 plus. Now, Bitcoin is obviously one coin of many. And you don't have to buy a whole Bitcoin. And I've said this many, many times. Although the price of Bitcoin is $40,000, you do not need to buy one whole Bitcoin. Obviously, if you have $40,000, then good. Go out there, you can get your Bitcoin, but you don't have to buy a complete Bitcoin. You can actually invest in a Satoshi. One Satoshi is 1/100 millionth of a Bitcoin. So you can go out and buy $10 worth of Bitcoin, $100 worth, $1,000 worth. You don't have to invest in an entire Bitcoin. Now, just imagine, knowing what I've just told you now, imagine if you put $1,000 in Bitcoin today. And imagine if by the end of this year, Bitcoin has gone up by a multiple of $500,000 to $200,000. How much profit would you be looking at? Your portfolio of just the Bitcoin would now be worth $5,000, so you'd be looking at a profit of $4,000. And that's just one cryptocurrency, $4,000. Now imagine if you put that $1,000 into a bank account. If you put that $1,000 into a bank account, how much would you be expecting to achieve by the end of the year? You'd probably be sitting on a profit of, I don't know what the interest rates are at the moment, but probably a profit of about £10 or thereabouts, or $10. So $10 versus $4,000. Now, unfortunately, I don't know what the exact percentage is. I think only 4% of people in the universe know about cryptocurrency. 96% still do not know about cryptocurrencies. So the fact that you are on this call today means that you are ahead of the game. And yet, just a few days ago, I was speaking to someone in the gym and he was happy. He said to me, I've got an X amount invested in my bank account and my bank is paying me 0.1% interest a year. And he said, I'm happy because my money is safe. And then he said to me, but do you know what? I've invested in a building society account as well, and they are paying me 0.3%. 0.3% a year. 0.3% a year. On $1,000 or pounds, you're looking at what, $3 a year as profit? That's crazy. Now, as I've been on this presentation, I don't know if you remember, the price of Bitcoin when I started this presentation was only just over $40,000. It's already gone up by $135 during this presentation. So Bitcoin is moving, and once it starts moving, it moves very, very quickly. Bitcoin moves very, very quickly once it starts moving. So you can see here what it's been doing by the hour, and you can see it's been moving extremely quickly. And you need to be basically taking cryptocurrency seriously. It is the future of money. Don't be like the guy in the gym who's happy with the 0.3%. That's crazy. If you're part of our academy, part of our mentorship scheme, what do we teach you? I mean, obviously we teach you how to compound, but what do we say to you as a beginner to earn in your trading account? We say to you, if you're making 1 to 3% a day, that is very, very good. As a beginner, even 1%, let's be very, very conservative. In our academy, as a beginner, even if you're making 1% a day, you're doing okay. 1% a day, 5 days a week, let's say times 52, that's 260 days in the year, 1% a day. Compare that trading profit to the 0.1% you would get in a bank. It's just chalk and cheese. You cannot compare it. And that is why 95% of the world population is broke. And that is why 95% of the world population will remain broke. So we teach you this in the academy, in the mentorship program. We teach you how to trade. We show you how to create a cryptocurrency portfolio. And for those of you that follow me, the intention is for you to create a 6 or 7 figure portfolio within the year from cryptocurrencies, not just from Bitcoin. There are other cryptocurrencies in the market as well. At the moment, when we had that lapse in price in Bitcoin, what do you think was happening in the market? People like Elon Musk, the institutes, Fortune 500 companies, countries, central banks, the billionaires, they all bought into cryptocurrency at that point. Obviously, they're probably doing it before as well, but whenever there's a dip in the market, that is the time to buy, and they all bought into the market. Now, all that news, the FUD, the fear, uncertainty, and doubt, that was premeditated. That was all planned beforehand. And the plan was for the price to come down. That is why the price came down. It came down from $65,000 to $30,000. That's a dip of $35,000. Would you buy at 65 or 30? Obviously $30,000. And especially if you're buying thousands of Bitcoins, it makes a huge difference to your pocket. Now, these billionaires, they are all over Bitcoin at the moment. They're buying like crazy. And you will now see the price, it will start moving up. What's happened is that when the price came down, obviously this is Ethereum, it's the same difference. When the price came down, the retail traders pulled out of the market. That was the intention. Retail traders pulled out of the market. When they came out of the market, the billionaires, the Fortune 500 companies bought into the market. That again was the plan. That was the plan from the beginning. And this, the reason I know this is because I've been a trader now for quite a few years. I've been a cryptocurrency portfolio builder or holder, whatever you want to call it, investor for a fair few years. And I watch the market every day and I know what's happening. I remember clearly in 2017, I'd go to my office and the price of Bitcoin had jumped up by $3,000 in 24 hours. I'd go back home, come back to the office the next day, it was up again by another $2,000. And that's what's coming now. We are going to see huge candles for both Bitcoin and Ethereum coming into play very, very soon. If you're not currently in Ethereum, Ethereum is the second largest cryptocurrency in the market. Ethereum currently has a market cap of $300,000, just under half of Bitcoin's market cap. It's the second largest cryptocurrency in the market. It's another coin that you should be watching. Ethereum does smart contracts. That's a functionality that Bitcoin is looking to bring on board in November of this year. But definitely, if you're not currently invested in Ethereum, seriously, you should look at it. Do your own research if you need to, but look at Ethereum as well, definitely as an additional coin to have. Now, what I do is that I dollar cost average. So I buy whenever there's a dip in the market. I used to do this. I used to have automated dollar cost averaging, but I've stopped doing that now. So because I'm looking at the charts all the time, what I do now is when there's a dip in the market, certainly during this phase here that you can see here, I was actually buying. I've been buying now since the price came. For Ethereum, the price went up to, the price for Ethereum, as you can see here, went up to $4,390. And then at the low point, it came down by 60%. That's like having a Black Friday sale. And it's interesting that the lay public, the retail traders that lose money, everybody else in the population, the 95% that are not financially free, they will wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning to queue outside Tesco's or Walmart to buy a television at 60% discount. Yet they will not buy cryptocurrency. So what's that telling you? They will go out and queue at 4 o'clock in the morning to buy a TV, which is just a toy, yet they will not invest in crypto. Had they invested, I don't know how much a TV costs nowadays, let's say $1,000. Had they invested $1,000 into cryptocurrencies just a few years ago, today they could well be millionaires or six-figure earners, but they choose instead to go out and buy TVs. At the moment, we are still in Black Friday, as far as I'm concerned, because the prices are still low. I mean, the prices are still low. Ethereum currently is $2,500, and trust me, for Ethereum, the price is going to go up, and Ethereum was more bullish than Bitcoin was just a few days ago. So my recommendation, again, not financial advice. I'm a trader. I'm not a financial advisor. My recommendation for you on this call is to seriously look at Ethereum as an additional altcoin in addition to Bitcoin. You should always diversify your portfolio. Ethereum could well go up in the next few months by a multiple of 10. multiple of 10. There's no reason why Ethereum should not hit $20,000 in the next few months. That's a multiple of 10. So if you bought one ETH today, let's say $2,000, and you held on to that ETH for, I don't know, let's just say for the sake of argument, 1 year, you could be sitting on a profit of $18,000. If you put that $2,000 into a bank account, within 1 year, you would have $20. Which one would you prefer, $20 or $18,000? So sometimes you have to take a risk, but everything here is a calculated risk. And I recommend you diversify your portfolios. And again, I forgot to mention, or did I mention it already, but Bitcoin is having a new upgrade coming. So I think I did mention it, didn't I? Bitcoin is having a new upgrade in, just got this first, yeah, I did mention it. So in November, there's going to be an upgrade on Bitcoin called Taproot. It'll bring in smart functionality and additional security and so on. And based on that knowledge, again, that will help push up the price of Bitcoin. So 6 figures for Bitcoin, $10,000, $20,000 for Ethereum, certainly in the next few months. If you're not currently invested in those coins, please look at them seriously. It beats putting your money in a bank account. And certainly in the future, when there will no longer be bank accounts, what are you going to do? Cryptocurrency is the future money. You need to start looking at it. Bitcoin has gone beyond $40,000, and definitely it's now $40,200. So it's gone up by $200 during this presentation, and I'm only 38 minutes into this presentation. So the future is DeFi. The future is cryptocurrency. Very, very quickly before I shoot off, I want to just mention a few altcoins. I get a lot of questions from people regarding altcoins, because obviously altcoins are cheaper to get than Bitcoin and Ethereum, and also altcoins are more likely to go up by bigger multiples than Bitcoin and Ethereum. Bitcoin, I've said, could potentially go up by a multiple of 5. Ethereum could go up by a multiple of 10. Altcoins, some altcoins could go up by multiples of 100 or 1,000. So like Dogecoin, for example, it's not a coin I particularly favor. I've bought a little bit of Dogecoin. It is a bit of a hype coin with no real technology behind it, or use case behind it. But again, just a few coins that you can potentially look at and maybe buy, put a little bit of money in if you want to. One such coin is Zcash. So at the moment, Zcash, ZEC, just look at this, it's come down from a price of $372 to what it is at the moment. It's still 63% off. Zcash is still on sale. It came down to $85 just a few days ago. $85 on the 23rd of May. The price of Zcash came down by 77%. At the moment, you can get Zcash at a discount of 63%. 63% discount. Do your own research. Obviously, don't just take my word for it. Do your own research. Look at additional altcoins, because like I said, if you're in the academy, in our mentorship program, you will already know which coins to buy, because I discuss this every day with my crypto team. And definitely Zcash, have a look at them. If you're not currently part of the mentorship program, please reach out to the person that recommended you attend this webinar, or reach out to myself. I'll give you my social media pages at the end of this presentation. What we're going to see happen this year is the biggest bull run in crypto that we've ever seen. The biggest bull run in crypto that we have ever seen. Billionaires are looking to become trillionaires. Some of the current billionaires we have in the markets are looking to become trillionaires, and they're going to do it from cryptocurrency. Where they are telling you not to buy, they're actually buying. You need to do the opposite of what the billionaires are telling you to do. The reason billionaires are telling you not to buy, the reason they're telling you that it's a scam and doesn't work, is because they want to line their pockets further. And you cannot fall for that. You have no excuse now. Many of you have been on many calls that I've done for the last, if you look at my old videos, I've been doing this for 3, 4, 5+ years. Some of you that have seen the old videos, you will know that when it comes to cryptocurrencies, 99% of what I say does actually come true. And what I'm telling you now is that billionaires do not care about your pocket. They don't want you to be rich. They would rather keep the wealth themselves. And that's why cryptocurrency is an amazing space to be in, because it allows you, or it allows Joe Public to become a multi-millionaire and financially free, as many people have done from cryptocurrencies. And if you're not currently trading with us, if you're not currently working with us, please reach out to us, and we will show you how to build a 6- and 7-figure portfolio within 12 months. There's no reason why you cannot have a 6- and 7-figure portfolio within 12 months. Monero is another coin that I like. Monero has also dipped in price, and it hit an all-time high of over $500. And at its lowest point following that, it was available at a 67% discount. 67% discount. So a bit of a Black Friday sale for Monero as well. At the moment, obviously, because Bitcoin's gone up, what you'll find is that a lot of the coins will tend to follow what Bitcoin is doing. If Bitcoin goes into a massive bull run, the other coins will go up as well. Monero currently is at $269.70, and again, it's still available at 47% discount. So that's a coin that you can potentially have a look at as well. Another coin, excuse me, is Dash. Dash hit a price, a peak of $475. It then dropped in value by 77%. Currently, Dash is around 62% discount to its all-time high. So definitely another coin that you can potentially look at. Now, if you compare cryptocurrency to fiat currency, obviously fiat currency, if you have the knowledge, you will understand that because of inflation, fiat currency is actually worthless. It's not worth the paper it was written on. Going back to 1913, $1 would have allowed you to buy 30 Hershey's chocolate bars, 10 toilet papers in 1929. In 1944, you could have bought 20 bottles of Coca-Cola with $1. Today, you'll be lucky to buy a coffee. In fact, if you go to Starbucks, it's actually $4 for a coffee. And McDonald's coffee might cost you $1 today. And that is the devaluation in money. The purchasing power of money has come down. And guess what's happening at the moment? At the moment, more money is being printed. When there's more supply, what happens? Excuse me. When there is more supply, the price will come down further. So the purchasing power of the dollar, the pound is the same, will come down further. So you need to be very, very careful, and you need to be invested in cryptocurrencies. You need to understand how cryptocurrencies work. I cannot emphasize enough how important it is. You need to learn how to hold on for dear life when it comes to crypto. Bitcoin is an extremely valuable asset, as are many other cryptocurrencies. The $100,000 day for Bitcoin is coming, and it's coming very, very soon. And it's going to shock you how fast we are going to hit that $100. Look at this. When you are at this point, the price of Bitcoin will shoot up, and it's going to shoot up so fast, you won't know what happened. Bitcoin will shoot up so fast, and that's when we are going to start seeing the multiple 6-figure portfolios within our team. So those of you that work with me on a daily basis, those of you that have your cryptocurrency portfolios, that is when you are going to hit the 6-figure and 7-figure portfolios. And that is what we plan to do. Every single person that works with us, that is being mentored by us, you are going to hit those 6-7-figure portfolios within the next few months, because we are moving into the biggest bull run that we've ever seen in the cryptocurrency space. And it's going to happen very, very quickly. When it starts moving, the price is going to move very, very quickly. And guess what's going to happen? Once the price, going back to that chart again, what's going to happen? And I'll tell you, I've said this many, many times on many of my calls. Once the price of Bitcoin hits $100,000, what do you think is going to happen? FOMO is going to happen. FOMO is the fear of missing out. So the retail traders that have pulled out of the market because the price came down will jump back into the market, and they will jump back into the market when the price has gone beyond $100,000. The price may well be at $200,000, and they will have FOMO, fear of missing out, and they will jump back into the market. When they jump back into the market, it's going to be too late, because we are now going to move into denial, and the bull trap and the price of Bitcoin will shoot down rapidly. The price of Bitcoin came down from $20,000 to $3,000 following its peak in December 2017. And we are going to see the same again once the peak of $200,000 or thereabouts, whatever it is, $100,000 plus, let's say, once that peak is reached, the price will come down, and it's going to come down very, very quickly. And again, the retail traders that are losing out, the 95% of the population that, have more month at the end of the money, they will come in, and they will come in too late. They will come in at the peak or near the peak, and the price will come down, and they will again lose it all, because we'll come into another bull trap, and it's going to look like the price is going to go back up again. And those that actually stay during this reduction in price, when they see this happening again, they'll think, wow, we stayed, we're going to make money again, but then the price will come down, and it's going to come down very, very quickly. And again, they'll jump out of the market, and they will lose money. And when the price comes back down again, we'll again start the same cycle again. And at this point, all the billionaires who are now trillionaires, the governments, the hedge funds, the investors around the world will come back into the market. So that is it. That's Bitcoin in a nutshell. That's what's happening. What you need to do now is, it looks like we are heading into a bull run. The price of Bitcoin may come down again in the next few days, but just mark my words, if you're not currently trading with us, please get back to us, and we'll show you how to trade the markets. And if you look at my earlier videos, if you want more detail on altcoins, I did a video just a few days ago on how to become an altcoin millionaire. Excuse me. Please go to my YouTube channel, have a look at that video, because I'll talk about altcoins in a lot more detail there. And also, if you have any further questions, please get back to me. There's a lot of videos, there's a lot of content here on this YouTube channel. And if you ask me a question, I will do a video around it and answer your questions so that other people can see the answer as well. And I'll put them onto YouTube and my social media channels. Now, some of the questions I had recently was, how do I place MT4 trades for forex? It's the same difference for cryptocurrency as well. I've just done a video on how to place MT4 trades for forex traders and also Bitcoin trade or cryptocurrency traders. Please look at that video if you don't know how to place MT4 trades. If you don't know how to link your broker, in this particular case, IC Markets, with MT4, I've done a video on that as well. Please watch that video, and that will show you how to link them both up. Another question that I had recently was, how do I open a live IC Markets broker account on 500 leverage? Again, I've done a video for that. If you look in my older videos that I've done, you will find all this content in there, and this is there to help you. Obviously, if you're not part of the academy, we have a lot of knowledge in our back office. We do live training every single day. Please reach out to me if you're not part of our mentorship program. We can show you how to trade the markets and build that 6 and 7 figure portfolio. So my name is Dr. Jav. If you want to contact me, these are my details. You can contact me through any of these social media channels. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me again via these social media channels, and either myself or someone in my team can help you out. So again, my name is Dr. Jav. Thank you for your time. If you learned something from this video, again, please let me know, and please do subscribe, like, and share this video on YouTube, and I will see you on the next training. My name is Dr. Jav. Thank you for your time. I'll see you all very, very soon. Thank you, and I'll see you very soon. Thank you.